What's up, guys and gals? It's your host of the most Griever, as always, bringing you guys the latest chapter review for Ayakashi Triangle, chapter 137, entitled Garaku versus the Gogyosen. And this is got to be one of my favorite chapters recently because though there's not a whole lot to delve into relationship advice-wise or dynamic-wise or even what do you do if your girl asks for a threesome, none of that stuff is applying here. It's just badass. Because we get two of my favorite characters, if not my top two favorite characters. Not only do we get Garaku strutting his stuff, showing off like the badass that he is. No, we also get Ninokuru Soga showing off his badassery with a beautiful cover spread. I'm going to try, the text is sort of in the way, I'm going to try to make it the thumbnail. Either way, yeah, this chapter was just fire. It's going to be a really short review because there's not really any dialogue to discuss. Just the fact that clearly Matsuri's mother took no chances. She's technically their leader sort of idea, so she ordered Ryo and stuff to create something and something else to combat the Gogyosen clearly, and Soga is on his way by the end of the chapter to deliver it because Ryo showed up as he was exercising a Jinyo, like, you have killed multiple people, blah blah blah. And of course, it's a seductress. Doesn't work on him anymore. Does not work at all. And it's stated as such that clearly your training with Matsuri has worked out. And he, not embarrassed-wise, and even though it's a lot of like Ichi, you know, oh my god, my top fell off. Who'da thunk it? Sort of shots behind Ninokuru in that page. He's looking with not a blush or embarrassment. He's just thinking about everything they've been through since he became a girl sort of idea, and all the mental and willpower challenges he's had to go through. You know what I mean? Because I would like to think that a lot of guys, I guess we can talk about something here, so it's only not a 2-minute video. I would like to think that a lot of guys, for the most part, would be in that same situation, especially as a horny teenager at the time. You would definitely have some reservations about, it's like, hey, it's just my buddy Nick, or hey, it's just my buddy Zach, or whatever, you know what I mean? And then, you know, you have because you're a straight dude, you have no attraction to them whatsoever. But I mean, you guys have, you know, been in the trenches together, if you will. You know what I mean? With no thought of that type of attraction, now all of a sudden, you turn one of your best friends into a drop-dead gorgeous babe. I mean, I'm just saying, Ninokuru's situation isn't really talked about enough in that regard, and I think he's handled it very well. It's there for comedic effect, of course, but in the same situation, I mean, the best way to say it is that titties are titties. You know what I mean? So it's, yeah, and at that age, of course, he doesn't have the willpower and the mental fortitude to sort of compartmentalize any of that or deal with that in a situation in that regard. So yeah, and I like the fact that even though it's been in the background for the most part, or done for comedic effect for the most part, it's sort of come full circle at this point that he's used all those embarrassing situations. He's used all of those very manga-only Ichi-ass situations to come to this point of, yeah, no, he's growing up at maybe a little faster than the next guy, but manga characters, fictional characters, always grow up and mature faster because of the life and death situations that they're into and blah, 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 you know? Some things, of course, in their growth is stunted as a result, but some things mature them way quicker, and I think that this is a perfect example of that. So, they did a very good job showcasing that here with Soga's character, and then Garaku, just, they're like, Shatamai's like, I'm gonna fight the Gogyosen at the beginning of the chapter. They're like, no, you can't. Kanade's like, no, you can't do that because you'll damage yourself way too. You're still not fully healed, and that's the Gogyosen. It's gonna be bad. And Garaku just comes in with the dragon. Boom! And then what I like here is that Gogyosen is like, you are a very powerful Ayakashi. Absolutely. However, we know your weakness is water, so super water barrier. And it's and a really good art, really awesome. And it's like, your ink can just simply be washed away and you can't touch me. And then he's like, powers up his pen because the pen mightier than the sword, and draws out this crazy giant fuck off skeleton from Majora's Mask thing, you know, the captain. And it's just like, yeah, just so we're clear, when I fought Matsuri and stuff, I was using actual ink. That's why water was a weakness. When I use Ayakashi energy, however, that ain't the same thing. Boom, baby! And it was like, yeah, okay. So Garaku is kicking ass against the Gogyo-sen, which I expected him to do. I don't expect him to outright be able to defeat them, but he's definitely more than a match to stall them at the very least, or give them a run for their money at the very least. Absolutely. So, but still, really good chapter. I know it was all over the place. I sort of started at the end and worked my way back up to the beginning, but, you know, who doesn't like a ladder adventure? So, either way, yeah, I really just, I enjoyed the chapter for what it was. I like that two of my favorite characters are in this chapter together, and that Soga is going to go on his way. He's clearly whatever device that Mama Matsuri made for made Ryo invent with the supercomputer, and then, you know, it's all plot device shit, of course, but it's still just cool to have everybody together and stuff, and Matsuri's gonna, like, get this from Soga, and Soga's gonna, you know, they're gonna work together sort of idea, while Garaku fends off the Gogyo-sen with his super art. So, or what they're calling it now, art reflects reality. I don't even remember that. They're talking about it as though that was mentioned before. I think if it was mentioned, it was called something different. And if it wasn't before, it was only mentioned once. So, like, it's like, ah, yes, of course we know about your ability. Art reflects reality. I'm like, that's what it was called? Maybe I haven't reread the series in a while, but I don't remember that. But anyways, might be a different translation team. Who knows? That being said, what did you guys think of the chapter? Let me know down in the comment section down below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as always. We'll see you guys back here next time for chapter 138 of Ayakashi Triangle. Looking forward to it. Hope you guys are too. Sayonara, everybody.